Mark Halpern, you look at the numbers, especially out of New Hampshire, where Bernie Sanders is 12, 13 points better than Hillary Clinton against Donald Trump. Suddenly, the electability argument swings against Clinton and actually towards Sanders.
We've been saying for months that he's got to win here in Iowa. He's got to win in New Hampshire, really, to put this in play, and his folks wouldn't deny it. That electability argument is something she's pushing back on. You know, you look at the messaging from the Clinton side in the last 48 hours. She's got a new ad saying that she's the one who can stop the Republican from winning. That flies in the face of the latest polling data from NBC.
If what I'm hearing, what Mark's hearing, what others are hearing, and sometimes from people very close to those sources, is that if Hillary loses in Iowa to Bernie Sanders, a guy that most of the Democratic establishment do not think she should be close to right now, and then she loses in New Hampshire, you have Messrs. Biden, Gore, Kerry, who start moving and start saying, maybe we need to get in the race. That's the discussion that's going on right now. If she loses these two states...
Why? Why can't they get behind Bernie Sanders? Why can't Elizabeth Warren get behind Bernie Sanders and help him win? I don't understand.
You can ask them. I'm just reporting.
What's the concept under which you're...
I'm just reporting. The concept, it was the same thing Bobby Kennedy did in 1968 after LBJ showed weakness to Eugene McCarthy. He jumped in the race.
Are we making the same mistake that people have made about Trump? People are... I mean, Bernie Sanders is not even a star. He's a movement.
I am not offering my opinion.
Okay,
I am being a reporter, saying those close to John Kerry and Joe Biden have said specifically that if she loses Iowa and New Hampshire, they're going to have to take a much closer look on, and the entire Democratic Party, on what their best shot is to win the nomination, and then expect Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren, or John Kerry and Elizabeth Warren, to have further discussions about running for the nomination.
A couple of things. So there's probably little doubt if the scenario that you've drawn up, Joe, if it happens and you have two losses early on, I would imagine, to your point, Mika, the fact that Mr. Sanders is an avowed socialist, I think there are a number of people in the Democratic Party who might be uneasy about that notion. And even though the polling suggests today that he would perform well against Mr. Trump, I think a lot of people think that could change, which I think speaks to what Joe is saying. But let's step back. We got a little time here. And if indeed Mrs. Clinton does not perform well in either of these states, then this conversation will start. There's no doubt
we are, by the way, though, only a couple of weeks.
It's just the same mistake Republicans
You say we have some time left. We're only a couple of weeks away
But
now.
Joe, you and I recall when Mrs. Clinton lost Iowa to Senator Obama, the thinking then was that Senator Obama would be impossible to stop. She went on to win New Hampshire and obviously performed well throughout, lost the nomination, performed well throughout. So I think we wait the time. But I don't disagree. If she loses both,
that's what we're saying.
That conversation
Well, we've
starts
underestimated Bernie Sanders, and I just feel like the Trump mistake has been made on this side 10 times worse.
What would cleave off the Democrats from the movement happening in America? Why would the Democrats be immune from the disgust with Washington? They've run Washington for 8 years. So the notion that the same dynamic wouldn't color the outcome of the Democratic contest has always puzzled me.
But this always happens. I mean, again, you have this energy on both sides every 4 years. I mean, Dean was hot for even Senator Obama, who was, don't get me wrong, I don't compare him and Sanders, but the movement.
Well, you should. Actually, Bernie Sanders is raising
except for Bernie Sanders has a lifelong
Bernie's
career of
raising more money than President Obama raised from small donors.
But Senator Obama was not an avowed socialist, is my only point. I mean, but again, the movement was the same, and the energy level he was inspiring.